Hi there and welcome to my channel, Hymn Whistle. My name's Ryan and I like to play Christian hymns in a more Celtic traditional style. I also like discussing things tin and low whistle and also reviewing whistles. And that brings us to what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about buying your first whistle, what to look for when beginning your journey into the tin whistle or the low whistle. So my first experience with the tin whistle was buying a beginner pack between $10 and $20 Australian, and it had a book and a CD, and it had a tin whistle that resembled more of a cheap, thin curtain rod with a little mouthpiece stuck on it. And I really enjoyed it. I didn't know what else to expect, and I played it. And then I saw the same brand with a brass whistle, and I thought, it's about the same price as that beginner pack. I wonder what makes a difference. So I bought it, played it, and was amazed at the difference of sound, playability, and I liked it. And so I went down the rabbit hole, and a couple of years later, I've got myself at least 5-6 whistles, and I'm a little bit wiser when it comes to buying a whistle. So, but a bit of my experience I'm trying to impart onto you if you're beginning your journey into the Irish whistle, tin whistle, Celtic whistle, whatever you want to call it. So let's begin. Tip number one, price is going to be a big factor when you're buying a whistle. Just remember, the more expensive it is, it's probably been handmade or handcrafted, and it's going to sound good, but it may not necessarily mean the best whistle for you to start your journey on. You want to look at something like a Generation whistle, Clark whistle, or what I'm going to review for you later on is woody whistles. Hence the caption of this video, beginner whistles, have you got a woody? More on that later. Tip number two, sound. You're going to make sure that you like the sound of your whistle because you're going to be learning on it. If you don't like the sound of it, you're not going to play it. So if you're serious about it, make sure you research the sound, and I can't stress that enough, sound of the whistle. You're going to be playing it. Doesn't matter what other people think, it's about what you think the sound is. I really like the sound of I'll just get my whistle here, of this Clark traditional tapered ball with a block in the fipple. I really like the sound of that, but I also do really like the sound of this Woody D whistle as well. They're very different whistles, and I do like them both. Also, when you're looking at how the whistle sounds, is you want to factor in how loud it is. So any Clark whistle that has a block in it or a tapered ball might be a little bit quieter than other whistles, say such as the Woody, which is very crafted like a Sasato, which is really crisp and loud. Tip number three is, does your whistle suit you? What do I mean by this? Well, on this whistle here, tapered ball, it's nice for my fingers, it's in the key of C. Whereas if I get my Woody whistle in the key of C, the whole spacing is a little bit larger and it's a little bit harder for me to play. I don't have the biggest of hands, so that's a big factor when it comes to choosing a whistle to play. I'll probably almost all the time at the moment choose my Clark C whistle as opposed to my Woody C whistle, just because of the finger spacing alone. So try before you buy if you can, if a music store lets you, or if you buy it and you do have the ability to return it, that might be an idea there as well. So 3 things is price. Don't always make it the most expensive one is going to be the best one to learn on, because sometimes it's not. Buy something that's not super cheap, but something that is starting to make you think about if you want to part with all that money. For example, Clark whistle was $30, and I actually genuinely had to consider the fact, do I want to part with $30 for this piece of tin wrapped around with a block in it? And I was glad I did. And 2, do you like the sound of it? I hope you do, because that's what you're going to be learning on and playing. If you don't, maybe give it to someone else or sell it. And 3, playability. Is it easy for you to play? Is it easy for you to hold? Can you actually reach all the spacing quite comfortably with the size of your hands? Even though there are many makers and brands out there, some of them differ slightly depending on the design. So hope that gives you something to think about as you go on your journey into learning or playing the Irish whistle, tin whistle, Celtic whistle, whatever you want to call it. It's a fun instrument, really rewarding to play, and you can play with others, so easily transportable. So yeah, let me review now for you the woody whistles. Now I picked these up on Amazon and it came in a nice little case there with 3 pouches. So I like that. I'm not sure if they want you to buy a third woody whistle, but it came with 3 pouches and it came with a C and a D, and these are great to learn on, great for beginners, and I will tell you why now. One, you should consider a woody whistle if you're learning, is because they are light, and it's really nice. They're quite light to hold. They're plastic, so they're fairly cheap. If it breaks, you can pick one up easily. The other thing I like about them is that they are tunable, which means the fipple comes off and you can extend the length of the whistle or shorten it and tune with other people. And if you're playing with an old piano and it's a little bit on the sharp side or the flat side, you might be able to tune in and play along with that piano. 3 is that these whistles are crisp, they are smooth, and they are loud, so great for playing with other people. All right, I'm gonna demo you the high D whistle for you now. That was the high D. I'll play for you the high C now. Again, this finger spacing is a bit tricky for me, and I wouldn't recommend it actually for beginners, but if you've got big hands, it might be perfect for you. Let's hear how it sounds. So there you have it, there's the 2 whistles. I actually prefer the D one over the C, and if I was to learn whistle in the key of C, check out the Clark. It's probably just a little bit more comfortable for you. I do have a video where I feature the Clark whistle in conjunction with the Generation C whistle. Both great whistles, love them. And yeah, hopefully this has been a good little review for woody whistles if you're considering buying them as well. Thanks for watching, take care, and God bless.